Since it's a gray, rainy day outside, let's make this week's topic a little gray, a little cloudy. Let's talk about negativity and haters and why there is no best of, well, almost anything. We're going to talk about that this week on the Ski Rex Media Podcast. How you doing, everyone? It's Tim from Ski Rex Media once again, and I hope you are having a good week since the last time I did one of these, which was last Wednesday. Hope you had a good week. Hope you've been enjoying yourself. I hope you got to, if you were in one of the places where it snowed this past weekend, got a chance to enjoy that. It snowed all over New England. Not all over, but a lot of it, and I hope you got to enjoy it. Or if it snowed in your region, wherever that may be, across the United States, Canada, Europe, anywhere else, or even if it's not snowing, even if you're in the southern hemisphere and we're starting to change over to the opposite of what we are in, enjoy that too. And then thank you for listening to this again this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed past episodes, and I hope you are a follower or a subscriber or any of that stuff. Look down in the description. Again, if you listen in your car while you're driving to work, don't look at the description until you get to work or until you get home later. Okay, no crashing, no using those devices while you're driving. Now, this week's topic was actually kicked off the other day. Well, kicked off something in my head the other day because, all right, the state of New York has came out and said, 50% indoor capacity for ski areas, and then they can open up sometime in November. I forget what day it is. Part of me wants to say it's the 6th. Part of me wants to say it's the 16th. I think it's one of the 6s, one of the 3 6s in the state in the month of November. I can't remember which. And I could be completely wrong. Look it up. But the thing that really got to me, and it didn't get to me at first, the Governor Andrew Cuomo, not Mario Cuomo, though I did. Fun fact, I did live in the state of New York while he was governor when I was a weensy little kid. We did live in the Catskills for a year when I was a little guy. So I was there for Mario Cuomo. I am not there for Andrew Cuomo, although I have visited the state of New York while he has been in office. And he was talking about this, and it went all over the place that he referred to New York skiing as the best skiing in the United States while saying, I don't remember the quote, and I meant to pull it up or have it written down so I could reread it, but you can find that. This is the 21st century, the information age, man. Everything I say, if I can't put it up, you can find it like that. It's very good. Wonderful thing, the internet. It is the most deadly weapon we have and ever conceived, but might as well enjoy it while we can. Now, what he said was, the best skiing in the country, which we'll get to that. But his point was that, if you were to travel to Colorado this year, say you have to quarantine to go there, and then you have to quarantine yourself when you come back to the state of New York. Why not just stay in the state of New York? He was just plugging statewide ski industry. That's all he was doing. He was plugging that, make some money for them, make some tax revenue for the state, that kind of thing. So he was just plugging it. Does he actually think it's the best? I don't know. Nobody knows. Again, he was just plugging. Now, to that, there was some hate thrown at that. Of course. Some people threw hate at just saying that, like, New York is definitely not the best. There was one in particular, which I will not say because I don't want to start any shit, because I don't know if the person who really sparked the idea in my head to talk about this stuff again meant anything about it. Dude could have just been trolling. I don't know. But it was, no, New York isn't the best. And other people say, no, New York friggin' rules. Whatever it may be. There was a lot of hate thrown to New York. I don't know if it was a lot. I saw a bunch, but then I saw it on Twitter, and Twitter's just full of hate. We all know that. So there's a bunch of hate thrown to New York skiing. There was a bunch of people defending New York skiing. In the end, they're both wrong. It's really not a place to take sides, because we can't, as snow sports enthusiasts, going up to those of us who try to be in part of industry media, to those who are more experienced than like someone like me in snow sports media, ski and snowboard media, for instance. Though some of us, not me, do claim, to try and say this is the best, and you, like, for instance, you see, every ski media, whether it was in the days of magazines and websites, or now that print is dead, rest in peace, Powder Magazine. But what it comes down to is that, pretty much everyone has done, the best 5, the top 5, the top 10 for this region, the top this many for the Rockies, the top this, that. And I've said it before, and I did the bit last week too. We can't pick the best. It's not possible. It's impossible. I did a bit a week or two ago where I was like, can I, lay out the top mountains, the top ski areas, whatever, in the state of Vermont. I'm here in the state of Vermont. I'm from the state of Vermont. I've skied in the state of Vermont. I said, can I do that? And that was like the headline. And then I wrote this whole thing out that basically, no, I can't. Because I can tell you what every mountain has, not off the top of my head. I could tell you, if I've had a good day there or not. I could tell you that I, might prefer this type of amenity to another type of amenity, or this size crowd to this size crowd, or to this availability of terrain or lifts or parking or rentals, for those who need them. I don't use rentals. I have gear, so that I don't even worry about who has the best rental shop. And who knows, but anyway, I wrote this whole thing out, and in the end, what I said was, I can't tell you the best. I can only tell you what I like. So, what does that have to do with anything? Well, when the governor of New York claims New York has the best skiing, again, he was doing a bit. There was hate towards that, and then defending of that, which are basically the same thing if you get down to it. But that's a whole other discussion that's not Ski Rex related. Maybe we'll do that on a different Ski Rex Media channel, or just Tim from Ski Rex Media giving my thoughts on that. But basically, the basic idea is that I'm about balanced. If you're defending all the way over here to one side, and then you got people defending all the way to the other side, I mean, why take sides? Just like, let's find the mid ground and run with it. Like, that's probably where the right answer is. So we can't. We see that a lot, that people pick the best. It turns to hater shit. And you've heard me speak out against the hater life, man. I don't do it anymore. I did. I was a huge hater. Believe me, I was. I understood it. I would tell you, I hate this. I hate that. I hate the next thing. Very negative, very, very hater lifestyle. Drinking that haterade. I just try to drink water now, baby. I don't need to be drinking no haterade. Ugh. But some people do, and we don't need it. We need to get away from it, actually. Don't worry about what you... If someone asks you what you think of a hill, that's great. Have your opinions of it. Have your opinions of a region. Some people don't like to ski and snowboard in New England. Why? It's the ice coast. It's part of the ice coast. There's a joke there, the ice coast. We don't have, a whole season's full of deep-ass fucking 2-3 foot powder days. We don't have that every day. But that doesn't mean the places that do are the best. When someone says the word best, I would say more often than not, they mean their favorite. That's what they mean. It's their favorite place to go, and not that it is the best place to go. Definitely listen to somebody. Like, if someone says, dude, this place was awesome, it's great. Check it out if you're able to. But it's not that if they say this is the best place ever. It's not. It's not, because it can't be. In fact, as many lessons are from Ski Rex Media, and I say this all the time, this can be applied to almost anything outside of snow sports as well. This can be applied in your everyday, regular life. Most of the time when you come across someone says, that's the best, or that sucks, it just means they love it or they dislike it. Take movies and music, for example. You will never hear me say anymore, this sucks. Country music. I will never again say country music sucks. I can say that I typically don't like it, but to say it sucks is to take away from the abilities of the people who play it. Just because they play a genre of music that I'm not into, it doesn't mean they don't know how. They are musicians. They are singers. They know their craft. I like the rock and roll genres, the metal, the hard rock, the ska, the 80s hair metal bands, and the grunge from the 90s and all that stuff. People don't like it. But, don't say, I mean, if you personally hate it, then you personally hate it. That's one thing. Using hate in the proper way is more than acceptable. That's fine. But to be a hater, just to come out and say that shit sucks, or it's all about generalization. And I've said it before. I don't like generalized statements. They have their place, but you can't stick by it. You can't argue it. You have to get down to it. And with music, I can't tell you if a song sucks because I don't know enough about music to tell you that. I don't. I could play a little bit. I could play the drums. I was in marching band. I can play a little bit. I've picked up my harmonica once in a while and blown out a few tunes, Not great. Do it for myself, for the fun of it, but I don't know. I don't know enough about it. With movies. Now, I've had a little film study, mostly informal, but I've done it. I think I know enough to tell you if a movie is made poorly or why something is done poorly. But that doesn't mean I don't like it. I'm a big fan of movies. People say that movie sucked. I'm like, well, what sucked about it? And their answer pretty much comes down to, well, like, I just didn't like it. Like, well, here's what sucked about it, but it doesn't mean you can't like it. If you're entertained by it, watch it again. God, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I was just talking about that film the other day. People say that movie sucks. Bullshit. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I love it. I think it's goofy. I think it's fun. Sure, the acting wasn't great. Some of the special effects are dated, obviously, though. It's an older movie now. But you can't say it sucks. You just can't. You can't say it's bad unless you really know how to make it bad, and then that doesn't mean you can't like it. So to bring that back around to snow sports, just because someone else doesn't like a set of mountains or region or whatever, doesn't mean it's bad, and just because someone loves that region doesn't mean it's the best. None of us can say what's best at all, ever. Don't try. The more you try, the worse it's going to be for you. You're just going to end up hurting yourself. I know, like I said, I've been there. Don't do it. There is no best. There's only your favorite. Excuse me. It's just a dry cough. That's it. Drinking water. It's dry in here. Okay? Just saying. It's not what you might joke about it being. Anyway, pardon my cough and pardon my drink. Where was I? We can't figure out what's the best. We just can't. Hater me for a little while. After I visited a ski mountain in western Pennsylvania, said that mountain fucking sucks. I hate it. It was garbage. Nobody should go there. And while I'm saying that, there are 2 tons of people there. So people like it. See the point? The mountain doesn't suck. I just had a bad experience there. And my bad experience comes from noticing things. That day in particular was, I didn't like the setup of the mountain, the amenities, it's like a tiny little mountain that was trying to be a really big mountain. It was trying to be on it felt like to me, like it was trying to be on a level it wasn't. There's nothing wrong with coming correct. I like small mountains. I like little out of the way mountains. I do. There's a mountain in eastern Pennsylvania I talk about a lot that I say I like. So it is possible. It's just this day, whatever happened. I could tell you there were some awfully rude lifties, which again, nowadays I just let that go. Like I don't care. Like, dude, talk shit, be a dick. I don't care. I'm here to do what I'm doing, and I can get on and off the chair by myself. I think I can still do that. I don't know. We're gonna find out Saturday if I can still get on and off a chair by myself. But the point is, just because I had a bad experience doesn't mean the place is bad. So we can't call best. We can't call worst. I guess you could call worst if there was like a legit worst. Like the lifts had smoke coming out of them, out of the engine, just smoking. That you could see frays in the haul lines. Their groomer is putting around with one track completely missing. There's nobody in the lodge. Their ski patroller is one person who can't ski past the blue. Excuse me. Still trying not to cough in the microphone. But That might be the worst. That might be a legit worst, but that's something we could all agree. And then is it really the worst, or is it just unsafe, run poorly? Is it really the worst? Actually, yeah, in those cases, it would be the worst. But I think you understand what I mean. But you should be asking yourself, or you could be asking me, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're just listening along and being like, what the hell is he talking about? Like I said, don't try to be the best, and be the best at what you do, maybe. But even that, are you? Have you been tested? Is LeBron really the best and Michael Jordan's not? Is Tyson the best and Ali not? Other way around, maybe. My own personal opinion, I thought Jordan played better overall. He might be the best. Is Tyson better than Ali? I don't really know. Is Schifrin the best competitive skier of all time? Is she the best? She's definitely the most successful, or she's going to be. Like, she's already holds records at such a young age, and even with a late start this season, it's possible she can capitalize on a bunch more wins. Who knows? I don't know. Sometimes some of the things she's coming back from aren't easy to come back from. She might have a bogus season, but then does that make her not the best? We don't know. We will not know. History can tell us that maybe way down the line, but in the end, it's all about choosing your words. Best versus most successful. Best versus actually being one's favorite. That kind of thing. Now, why talk about all this? Well, number one, don't do it. You won't see me do it either. I'm not going to say, this is the best ever. I think this is the best. This is my favorite. And I may use that word best, but I try to correct it because I do believe in this. But what it comes down to is now the hater end of it. And I tell you guys all the time when I say this, I'm done with that life. I'm done with the hater life. And part of that comes into things I say like, people talk about, well, you're not a real skier unless you do it this way. Okay. People hate on big snow. I'm going there this weekend. That's not real skiing. Well, there's real snow that you put on real skis or snowboard that's really cold and you really slide down using all the technique. Yeah, that's pretty real to me, I think. Maybe I'm lost. Maybe I'm the one lost in the Matrix, right? I don't think that's true. It is real. You don't have to be a backcountry person. You don't have to be a big mountain person. You don't have to be an elitist skier. You don't have to be a dirtbag skier. You don't have to be Jerry. You don't have to be a racer, if I didn't say that, which I think I did. You don't have to be the elitist guys. Whatever it is, you don't have to be any of them. You be what you want to be. You do it how you want to do it. And that's okay. Like, believe me, if you see a real poser out there and a try hard, you'll be able to determine that. And that's fine. If that's what they want to be, that's not hurting anybody. It may be obnoxious, it may be annoying, but, it's not hurting anybody. I always say come as correct as you can, be as honest as you can, as truthful as you can about things, and try that. But if you're a try hard or a poser, you don't have to be a dick about it. You don't have to say someone else's region blows. Like, there are people all the time who do it. Like, I would never ski here because that's fake bullshit skiing. Like an indoor facility, people say that's not real. It's different. It's very real. It's very real. There's even that place down in Florida that's going to open for tubing with real snow in Florida. We're going to talk about that more in the coming weeks. It's going to open next month. They're selling tickets and stuff now, but some people would say, is that really tubing? Now, tubing, you don't hear that. There's not that animosity between, the different groups and subgroups and subcategories and all that shit, all that garbage that just needs to go away. Which, again, if you think about it, if we could start small, say in something we enjoy, all of us being snow sports enthusiasts, maybe we could take that to our real lives and get over a lot of the shit that we're in right now as a people, mostly in the Western culture. In the U.S., obviously, I'm an American, so that's what I can talk about, and I do lump in, Western cultures because of that, Canada, Europe, that kind of thing. But anyway, get over that shit about that's not real, that's fake, you're a poser. You'll know a poser when you see one, a real one. Like, you, excuse me, you will. But if just somebody is just skiing indoors. Or if someone just skis groomers and green groomers at that. If someone wants to uphill, if someone wants to backcountry, man, you don't do it the way you want to do it. Do mixes of those, if you go out into everybody's saying backcountry is going to be big this year. Do it responsibly, please. Don't go if you don't know what you're doing. Buy your pass to Bluebird Backcountry out there, the backcountry resort in Colorado. If you are able, they will teach you how to do it. Let someone teach you how to do it. And I think personally, that's not one of those things. There are online courses, but I say if you can get hands-on, learn from someone who knows. You know what I mean? That's very dangerous. So be very careful. But the point is, do it how you want to do it. Don't hate on someone's region. Don't hate on someone the way they do it. Don't hate their ability, because you were a beginner too, as is everybody, as some of us are going to go back to it. I've said it, I'm afraid of this Saturday coming up because I'm going for the first time in a long time. This is my grand return. Ski Rex Media, the grand return of Tim Meyer to the stage, a stage he knew and loved for so many years. And I'm going to do it in an indoor facility, something I've never done. So that should be awesome. Wearing a helmet, which I've never done. It's going to be a weekend of firsts and relearning and refreshers and driving in Jersey traffic, which I haven't done in a year or two. Jesus. About a year and a half. But anyway, don't be a hater. Don't hate on someone else's region. Know the difference between best and favorite, or worst and least favorite. What's personal, what's subjective, what's about you and the experience you had. Know the difference. And when someone tries to tell you, no, this is the best, you'll never find it any better. Don't get too crazy challenging them. Be like, all right, if you like it, I'll check it out. But, be wary of someone who won't check out something because they think they found the best. Because if they think it and they stop checking, how do they know? Best is comparative. You have to be able to compare. And, in some cases, best is subjective. So, some people will think a big mountain place out west is the best. Some people will think a quiet little place here in the east is the best. Who's right? Neither of them, or both. Maybe, I don't know. Don't be a hater about it, though. Talk about these things. Say, I like this place because, I like that place because, I did not have a good day. Like I said, Western Pennsylvania. I will not, I'll leave the name out so that place doesn't get trashed, because that's not my intention. My intention is to say, that is personally my least favorite place I've ever been. I could, tell you why, and that's it. But other people love it, and they've had good experiences. I could just be an odd man out. I could go again and have a great experience. That's going to be the fun part here, as a proof of concept with the Indy Pass coming up this winter. You'll get 2 days at all these places, including J Peak, as was announced yesterday. It is Tuesday the 20th, the day I record this. You will be hearing it for the first time tomorrow, Wednesday the 21st. The J Peak announcement was Monday the 19th. So now it's 4 mountains in Vermont. I can visit 2 days each. Let's say I go to one of them one day. The experience completely blows, whatever the reason. Come back 2, 3 weeks, month and a half later, whatever it may be. Do it again. It was awesome. Is it the best? Is it the worst? Or was it my experience? You see what I mean? Was this worth an episode? Was this worth talking about? Because I really don't want you guys to get into the hater stuff. That gets you into nothing but trouble. Just, for the younger people who are a little headstrong, it leads to fist fights. That's worst case scenario, I know. But ski rage really is a thing, just like road rage and everything else. It can get you into bullshit on Twitter. It can turn you into a hater about so many other things, and it's not a good time, and I don't like living that life, and I hope you don't either, or you're trying to get out of it too. I hope you understand what I mean, though. I really do. And I hope it means something to you, because I don't think New York is the best or the worst. I've had good times at one of their mountains in New York, down in the Catskills. I had a good day down there. And the weather started bad, and that, it's funny. Sometimes just a shitty weather day will determine for someone that place sucks. It's the worst. Well, what was so bad about it? Well, the day I went, You know, it was cloudy and foggy and kind of warm and like a little misty rainy. Like, okay, and what else? Well, you know, it was just a shitty day. It's like, oh, so you were out in bad weather and that makes that place the worst? Because I bet you on a sunny day, that place could be banging. Maybe hey, when I went to the place in the Catskills, and I'm trying to leave names out so nobody gets trashed. That's not what I'm trying to do. When I was out there in the Catskills, the weather started off bad in the morning. It was cloudy and shitty and whatever, but by the afternoon, it was bright, sunshiny day, dude. And the weather all day didn't affect the good time I was having. I had a great time. And I had no hat, so my ears were cold. Think about that for a minute. I'm just saying, don't be a hater. Don't get into it. If people are trashing each other on social media back and forth or arguing it, just let it go. Try and joke your way out of it. I think hype man, number one hype man and Ski Rex Media superfan Tech Rob, he might have tried to joke out of it, which is fine. I think it was him. Was it him? Was it you, Rob? I don't remember offhand, and I know I should have it up, but my computer, it doesn't do things more than one thing at a time very well all the time. So when I'm recording, that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I hope you get my point. Let's stop the hater shit. Let's not participate in it if we can. Even I would have to say sometimes you got to defend yourself, but you don't have to get in this dumb shit with people. Just let it go. You know what I mean? What do you think? If you have an opinion, if you think this episode was stupid, or if you like the hater life, or you will, out and out defend to the death your region, if you really believe in hometown pride, let me know. Many ways to get in touch with Ski Rex Media, all down in the description. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and email skirex4 ever@gmail.com. All links in the description. Please check them out. Follow on social media. The Discord server, which fired up for about a day. So there's something there, Patreon, you can check that out. Still very basic, but I'm working on that as well. And, so many ways. Comments on here if you're watching the YouTube version, maybe on one of the audio versions. The audio version available on so many different places. So many. Even some I don't have listed, I'm still figuring out where they all go because I'm on Apple Podcasts, available through Apple. And now there's things that are available because it's available through Apple. I'm like, holy shit, man, I got to figure out where you can listen to Ski Rex Media. But if you go into your browser and say, well, I need to listen to Ski Rex Media on something else, do it. Because it's Apple, Google, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, still waiting on the Pandora confirmation, but we're working, that's on them now. I can't work on that. They have to work on that. But you know what I mean. Please follow, subscribe, like if you're watching the video version, subscribe and hit the like. Do the same on the audio versions where that's available. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Let me know what you think of the episode. And I will see you all on the next one. As I said, this Saturday, Ski Rex Media, Tim from Ski Rex Media's big return to the stage down there at Big Snow, and with that will come a review. And again, it may sound kind of stupid because I just said, how can we pick the best? What are you going to do? Review it? It's really not a review. Well, it is a review. I'm going to tell you everything I can about it. I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to tell you about my day, and I'm going to tell you that I liked it probably because that's what happens, or if I didn't like it. But it doesn't mean I think it's the best or the worst. It just means I might have to go back and do it again, and that's just awesome to do it more than once anyway, because we're all snow sports enthusiasts and we want to do it more than once. I plan on getting a ton of days this year, and I hope you do as well. Thank you for listening or watching, #watching, and I will catch you on the next one next week. Enjoy your week, enjoy your weekend, enjoy everything. Halloween is also right around the corner, and week and a half away, so enjoy that safely, carefully, depending on where your area is, and eat some candy. Nothing wrong with a few calories. You know what I'm saying? I will see you all in the next one. Later.